The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Live in the second half, non-live. Non-live will be after I raise my hand. Okay, first question please. John?
Martin, before we begin talking about the playoff qualifier, just the news that we've heard that David Meyler is as well. Obviously you know him very well and you managed him. Just your thoughts for him at the moment.
Well, I give him his debut as well too as a kid at Celtic. He played wonderfully well in a Champions League game one evening. It was absolutely outstanding. And yeah, the news, we'd heard about it just recently, we didn't know how bad it was. And obviously all thoughts go out to him and his family. I think he's got 3 children as well too. Very young man, 36 years of age. It's it puts things in perspective anyway.
And David, I'm sure you know him as well as a fellow Corkman. Your thoughts about him as well? So.
Yeah, of course. Look, we obviously heard the news. Obviously, we're unsure of all the details, and that's where our thoughts go to, his family, and we're just thinking of him, and we hope he can pull through, and he's strong anyway. Well, that's from the whole team and everyone.
Martin, you hardly need motivation for the game. It's such a tight turnaround though since the game in Copenhagen. How are the bodies and physically, mentally, emotionally, how do you think they'll be for tomorrow night?
Well, I think that this turnaround is nothing new, not only to ourselves but obviously to our opponents as well too. 3 days, it's the format now that you've got 2 games in relatively quick succession when you meet international matches. So kind of getting used to it. Players are, I think they're ready to go. I think, as you mentioned, I think that physically, obviously demanding game, but they're ready to go one more time.
The crowd will be a huge part, of course, and we've been here before, in a sense. Do you think that experience of playoffs can stand to us?
Well, we've had the experience of a couple of years ago, almost to the day, and those were, the evening in Dublin was really fantastic against Bosnia, and but I think some of the players can draw on some on part of that, but I think they'll probably try and create their own experiences tomorrow evening. As you mentioned, the crowd are really important. They've been important in all the matches in the Aviva. They've given us phenomenal support, and I think that sometimes they've carried us through as well.
You said before the game in Denmark you wanted to keep the tie alive, you wanted to stay in the game as long as possible. Is that how you're going to approach this match as well? And it doesn't matter when you get the goal as long as you get it?
No, I don't. I'm not so sure. I think that we'll try and be a bit more expansive if we can. Try and deal with the ball a wee bit better, if that's the case. But we're going to try and win a game. We have to find a way to win the match, and these players have been able to do that in the last couple of years.
Are you thinking about a 120-minute game though, or perhaps even penalties?
You know what? I think you have to try and cover all eventualities. But I think that it only takes a second to score a goal. So the minute the goal's scored in the game, that eradicates a lot of things. Eradicates extra time. It eradicates penalty kicks and things like that. So we're going to try and score a goal. We may need a couple of goals at the game as well too, because to keep out Denmark for 2 games might be tough.
David, if it came to it, would you put your hand up to take a penalty?
Yes.
Have you taken them before?
Yes.
Are you confident?
Yes.
and he's missed.
Watching it from the sidelines as you were the other night, how tense was it for you?
Obviously it's a lot different when you're preparing, if you're involved, and if you're not, you're kind of sitting there watching the game, you're heading and kicking every ball and you're screaming, run here, close here, tackle there. Obviously it's a lot different, but the lads did very well the other night. Now we need to obviously continue and make sure that we go to Russia.
Ericsson was the talk of the build-up. How do you think he played?
We did fine. Look, they didn't score. The lads kept them quiet. But it's got to be the same again tomorrow. It's not just Christian Eriksen. You know, they're a good team. They have a lot of players playing in the Champions League with top teams across Europe. We know exactly what they're capable of. We've watched them all week. We're fully prepared on them, and it's down to us to, obviously, as the manager said, get a result and put in a performance.
And what would it mean to you personally to qualify to make it to a World Cup finals?
Look, of course, this is stuff you dream of as a kid. Everybody wants to play in a World Cup, and we're 90 minutes away from it. If you look back at when we started the campaign of Serbia away, this is where we wanted to be. This is the goal. Obviously, the Euros is a great experience. We can draw on that, but we need to just go and perform tomorrow night. And I believe fully that we'll be going to Russia.
Patrick?
Martin, you mentioned drawing on the Bosnia game. Can you draw on all the big nights you've had since you've been manager? Germany, Wales, Italy, of course.
I think so. Yeah, I think that. I think the players have gained a great deal from those. You know, the art of defending strongly when we're goal in front and needing to hold out. At times also when we're trying to go and get a result as well too. We fought back from matches in the Aviva as well too, from behind during the Euros. Remember John Walter scoring a goal against Austria, put us back in the game again. So yeah, I think there's a lot of those things that you can. I think they've been terrific experiences, but eventually it's boiling down to the one game, and we have to just we'll find a way to win the match. That's our message.
And a lot of your players and ex-players talk about your motivational skills, your man management. I know that some things are sacred, but can you just give us an insight into how you go about it? Do you plan what you say? Do you do it individually? At the big moments just before kick-off when you speak to the players? How do you do it?
Wow, oh gosh. Patrick, I think that'll leave that for today. Thanks, Henry.
Last one then. Thomas Delaney said the other night, and I think he meant it as a compliment, that breaking Ireland down was like opening a tin of beans with your hands. Do you kind of like your team being described like that you're that tough, you're that hard to beat?
Well, I think that we've got talent on our side. We haven't. It would be lovely to have what we call a prolific goal scorer in the side that you can turn to. If you don't have that there, then you have to try and find other ways, and that's what we've been trying to do. I think David would agree with that we have been trying to find ways for the last couple of years to win matches when we don't maybe possess that. It was a shame that when I came in here that Robbie Keane was the same age as me, unfortunately, and. No, we haven't had that, and we just have to try and find other ways in which to do it. And yeah, I think that there's a terrific spirit in the camp. I think it's a great never say die spirit. We have to take it one more time.
Gaffer, good to see you first and foremost.
Hello, Stan. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Who are you working for now?
Yes, Artie, Russian today.
Where who?
Artie, Russian television.
Russian television?
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Very important.
Are you speaking Russian?
That's the obvious.
Very nice.
But teach you a little bit.
You taught me a lot, Stan, when we were less. Some of the things were unrepeatable here,
How important?
Taught me how to live.
Yes. How important? Question to both of you. How important are the crowd going to be to stay with you? Which is an obvious question, but for 120 minutes and penalties, how important are you going to be tomorrow?
Well, my take on it in the last 3 years of competitive football, the crowd have stayed with us in a really big way, and I think that they've always felt that we'll try and see it through. Of course, there are moments in the game when they will get frustrated with us. I think we get a bit frustrated with ourselves as well too at times. But I think that I think they realise that the side is really well-meaning, and the one thing that I can absolutely guarantee here from the players, just mention it to them, is that they've given absolutely everything. Couldn't ask for any more. And so from that viewpoint, I think the crowd appreciate that and have done for the last couple of years, and I think that they will stay with us right to the end.
Same question, from a player's perspective, how important is it tomorrow?
Yeah, of course.
The crowd are right behind you.
Look, you played in big games, you know what it's like. obviously when they're on, they're with us and they're cheering us on. It obviously gives everyone a huge lift. Even when you create a chance, that little urge that the goal's going to come, the fans can end up tucking the ball in for us and giving you that bit of a lift. So obviously they've always been crucial to us in the last few years over the previous campaigns and this campaign. So obviously we want a big turnout tomorrow night and all of us in full numbers.
Good luck, Stan. He was actually a very good player for us until you broke your leg. Really good. Remember that hat-trick against Sunderland?
Sunderland,
yeah.
Remember it well.
You and Heskey up front.
Should have took me to Celtic, mine, but never mind. Maybe in the next lifetime.
I know. In the next lifetime. Yeah. I think I'll see that next lifetime before you. Long before you.
Okay. Martin, in Denmark, most analysts said that the Danish team going forward played to the strengths of the Irish team in the first game. Do you concur with that assessment?
No, I think that I think, as I mentioned, I think to you in over there, I think the onus was on the home side to try and break the opposition down. That may well be the case for us tonight. Tomorrow night, but I think there'll probably be a bit more room for teams to exploit. We just mentioned the players like Eriksson. Good players can always find a little bit of space, and hopefully we've learned something for the game. Perhaps Denmark might have learned as well too. I think the game's really in the balance. I said that the other night, and I have no reason to change my mind, having watched the game back again. It's in the balance, and anything can happen.
Danish police said that even though there was 8,000 Irish fans in Copenhagen, there was no incidents at all. Is that something that makes you proud?
Do you know what? I have to say this. Yeah, I am. I found that we had phenomenal numbers descend upon France as well too. I think they come out with awards as well too. The fans have been absolutely fantastic, and that's a lot of people to go to, and that's a lot of drinking as well too beforehand, and therefore for people to behave themselves in that manner is a great credit to them. The fans actually for the Republic of Ireland side have been extraordinary.
Did you see the video of the women coming out of the lingerie shop and the Irish fan cheering them?
I made that video.
Martin,
that must be enough, lads. Please, we'll wrap it up now.
Martin, did you practice penalties today?
Yeah, we practiced penalties and Meyler missed.
So he's not in the 5 then?
He could still be, because missing the penalties and on practice is a totally different issue to taking them in the big game. But it's still nice to. Some of the lads were practicing, and it's on the evening, isn't it? That's the most important thing. On the evening, we've done it umpteen times before, both as a player and as a manager. And generally speaking, those lads who volunteer to take them in practice usually don't take them in the matches. Knowing that. Remember that great final. Liverpool and Roma. A couple of great Brazilian players, best players in the world, down tools and didn't take the penalties. So at least we've people, including Meyler, who want to take them, and I think that's half the battle.
People have talked about the crowd and the night that could be in store in terms of being more aggressive, being more attacking, expansive. You said yourself. Is there danger in being too aggressive, though, Martin?
Of course. I think you've got it, absolutely, because the Danes have the players to exploit that, and I think that they'll feel that they're capable of scoring a goal. So So we have to play the game in the manner in which that we've tried to do. We know that we're going to have to open the Danes up in some aspect. We're going to have to be trying to be very, very careful that on the counter if that's the case, and there'll be it'll be all the things that you've just mentioned, and I think that's the way that the game will fall. We have to take our chances when they come, and we will create some.
Can we take from David's presence today that he returns to the team and that he'll captain the team tomorrow, Martin?
No, you can't take that from that. I've told you before, I generally bring people here because I like them, you know. And Meyler is in that category. I've always liked Meyler.
Just finally then, is it in your mind to freshen the team after the exertions of Saturday?
We'll have a look to see how they are. Some of the lads have just gone away now at this moment. Those lads who completed the 90 minutes in the match. I think 10 of those lads started against Wales as well too, with the exception of Meyler in that game. So we'll see how they are, but they're ready for the game, you know, physically, mentally is as important as anything, and I think that's it. That's all I can say.
We're not live now. Okay.
David, when you got your